Hello, first and foremost, thank you for taking the time today to interview me for this job position. Tell me about yourself. My name is Cory Morgan. I am a freshman at Temple University. I'm currently enrolled in the Fox School of Business under a marketing major. I would like to take my career in either food marketing or sports marketing, but I haven't quite figured that out yet, and I'm hoping my journey at Temple will help me decide. I come from a large high school from South Jersey. At this high school, I was able to develop my values and figure out my strengths and weaknesses. I like to think of myself as a team player, considering I was involved in numerous sports organizations and clubs at my high school. Specifically, I was the captain of my cross country and track team, and I was also involved in the football program and the wrestling program. I have a lot of experience with Tuckman's team building model with the forming, norming, storming, and performing, which we orchestrated at all of these team programs, specifically my cross country program, as we developed a tight knit group of teammates. And following that process, we were able to work well and have a successful season. In addition, I was involved in numerous clubs, including National Honor Society, National Spanish Honor Society, Peer Leaders, and Spanish Club. Through these clubs, I was able to grow as a leader myself through transformational leadership. My superiors and my teachers really demonstrated individualized consideration with me as they helped develop me personally and share values with myself. Speaking of values, I consider my values to be dedication, hard work, and responsibility. Every time I'm challenged with a task, I take it head on and try to have fun with it and do the best that I can and get it done on time. I am a person that always gets everything done on early rather than late, which is a very important tool in the industry. In addition to my schooling, I worked at Sonic, a fast food industry, and at Sonic I was able to witness culture and how culture works. Sonic bought out another fast food industry just a couple miles down the street, which really demonstrated the collision of cultures that can also be expressed in the Wall Street Journal article about AT&T and Time Warner. Our cultures were different, which is were observed in our observable artifacts. We dressed different, we acted different. The managers had a different atmosphere, whether it be negative or positive. And despite the rough road of the cultures not working out, it eventually would work out because Sonic is a tall organization and we followed the rules from above and got it right on the program. I like to think I am a strong player in anything I do, and I will be a perfect candidate for this job because I will be able to express my values and better the company. Thank you. Tell me about a significant accomplishment in your life. Awesome. A significant accomplishment in my life, I would think, would definitely have to be my acceptance into National Honor Society, National Spanish Honor Society, and also my acceptance into Temple University. National Honor Society, National Spanish Honor Society are very elite programs, and they definitely help me grow as an individual and a leader itself, which contributes to me being a team leader now. Also, Temple is a very hard school to get into, especially to Fox Business, and I'm very proud of myself for how I did that. Now, getting accepted into these clubs took a long process and a lot of dedication and commitment. I had to commit myself to my grades and my studies while also balancing sports and social life. Being a full-time student athlete is not easy, and to still get accepted into these clubs took a lot of work, and I'm very proud of that. Through these clubs, I was able to develop myself more, and they really changed me into, I think, a servant leader rather than a selfish leader, which is a good thing, and also maybe even one of my weaknesses. Because being a servant leader, I put the team ahead of myself, which is a good thing because I care about the team, but looking at it as a weakness, which everyone has weaknesses, I think that putting the team ahead of myself can lower my performance. And looking at a performance appraisal, I might not do as well because I'm so worried about the team, and I need to trust my teammates and empower them more rather than try to do everything myself, which I try to work on every day, but that is just how I grew and developed through these programs. Through these programs, I was able to experience motivation. I learned about extrinsic and intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic being my will to develop and grow, and self-empowerment. While extrinsic, I was able to be rewarded with the actual titles of being in these programs, and it's really good on the resume. But I think the intrinsic is far more superior than the extrinsic, as through these programs I learned a lot. I dealt with a lot of different people. I worked in different scenarios, and I really grew and developed, and which I think also contributed to me being accepted into Temple University. This is why I contribute a significant accomplishment in my life, being accepted into National Honor Society, National Spanish Honor Society, and also Temple University itself. Tell me about something you learned in class. Well, I learned a lot in class, all of which helped me grow and develop as an individual, but specifically I learned how to be a good leader. There are a lot of aspects to being a good leader, all of which are equally important. First off, communication is huge into being a good leader. Communication is what separates you from being a manager or a leader. Managers simply direct people, leaders actually influence them. There are different parts to communication, which include body language like hand gestures and eye contact, voice pitch, encoding and decoding, and the way I pace my speech, all of which capture the attention of your followers and help influence them. In addition to communication is decision making, which is very important in being a leader because you will be placed in situations, whether it be business situations or social situations, where you have to make a decision and everyone looks at you to make that decision. I firmly believe that through my teachings I know the decision-making process, where I start with identifying a problem and I go throughout weighing different alternatives and I pick a good one and go from there. I believe that this process will help me be a good leader and help make the proper decisions for my business or my team. In addition, I know how important it is to be a transformational leader because you create strong shared values, vision, and a mission, which is the root of all success through a team. And being a leader, I want my followers to think the same way I do and have the same feelings that I do, like values and vision, and I believe that will lead us to success. In addition, through my teachings, I see the different types of cultures, whether it be hierarchy culture, clan culture, balanced culture, etc. I know how to work with those cultures being a leader, and I firmly believe I will be able to incorporate all of them into one and provide flexibility in the program. And in addition, I have learned about strategy and how important it is to a company and how it must be changed every 3 years and how it is driven by the values, vision, and mission, which I recently just talked about. Like I said, it's the root of all success. Through my teachings, I see how important it is to be a leader and how to communicate with your teammates, how to make decisions, how to follow strategy, and how to express your vision and your values and create shared values through your team. Through all my teachings and my past experiences and my being who I am, I firmly believe that I am a good candidate for this job opportunity because I have the proper values and vision that will make me a good employee. Thank you for taking the time to interview me, and I hope you consider me for this position.